Hello. Today's video is about which mutual funds are allowed for US and Canada investors, NRI investors. And I wanted to make a detailed video about this, but my everyday format is sort of boring, and I felt that can I explain you it in a much better manner, and that's why I thought that let me take this to a whiteboard and then explain you which all companies allow US and Canada based investors. There are some things to be noted here which I'll cover in the video, and the main thing that anybody who is investing from US and Canada needs to understand that these AMCs keep on changing every year. So the video that I'm making is updated as of 2025. So there are companies which got added, there are companies which got removed last year. So whatever I'm going to show in this video are the exact companies where you can invest in the upcoming financial year. So to start with, I have divided this into three categories. The first category that I want to cover is the AMCs that allow US and Canada based NRI investors to invest even if they are not present in India. That means even if you are in US, Canada, anywhere, you can invest this money online and you will not face any kind of hassle. So companies like Aditya Birla, Nippon, Quant, Sundaram, White Oak, UTI, ITI, all these companies allow US based investors to invest in their mutual funds without being present in India. So in this you can invest through an online mode. You don't have to give any kind of declaration or any kind of documentation. The first companies that I've mentioned here, there are somewhere around 7 AMCs that allow US based investors. There's one company which is called ITI, which will only allow lump sum to be invested. That means it does not allow you to do SIPs in their funds, right? So these companies will allow SIPs and mutual funds. This will only allow lump sum. And the last two that I've mentioned are US only. That means they don't allow Canada. Canada is not allowed in these two companies. These are Bajaj and Bandhan Mutual Fund. They don't allow Canadian investors. But the first ones that I showed you here, they allow US and Canada both, right? So if you just want ease of doing transaction, if you're not very specific about the companies where you want to make investments, you can directly start investment into these companies by being in US or Canada itself. Canada NRIs just need to make sure that Bandhan and Bajaj are not allowed for them. Coming to the second part of the video, which is which AMCs allow you to invest, but for that investing you need to be physically present in India. So if you see this list that I have mentioned here is the physically present list, right? So you have 361, you have Axis, Kotak, NJ, Parag Parikh, SBI, then you have Samco, Taurus and Trust. So these mutual funds, if you are in India on your visit, you can make investments into these companies. You can either do a physical form filling or you can log on to the AMC website, give the right declarations and do the transaction. One thing that you need to remember is all these AMCs will ask for a declaration. That means you have to declare that you are present physically in India and then make sure that if there's any liability from the FATCA side or from your country's regulator, then it will be your responsibility to take care of it. There are certain AMCs like 361 and Taurus who will ask you for a visa copy when you're making this investment. So they are very particular about they make the right documentation. And with other AMCs, a simple declaration will do. You don't have to attach many things. And these regulations keep on changing from AMC to AMC. So whenever you're about to make any investment, they will give you a checklist of documents and you will have to ensure that you do all those documentation. Also, one thing to notice here is that all these companies allow US as well as Canada investors. So all these AMCs are allowed for both the countries. There's no specification in terms of US or Canada. Both countries are allowed by these AMCs. Now we'll come to the third part, which is some AMC which allow only US. They don't allow Canada. Canada NRIs cannot invest into these AMCs. Only US based NRIs can invest into these AMCs. To start with, you have HDFC, you have ICICI, then you have DSP, Edelweiss, Mahindra, Motilal. These are all reputed companies, but they don't allow Canadian-based NRIs to invest. It's only US-based NRIs who can invest into these companies. Now, one thing that you need to notice is, again, this investment cannot be done online. For this, you have to be physically present in India while making this investment. That means you have to give the declaration, and if the AMCs ask you for a visa-based copy, you will have to provide that. Then there's another set of companies who allow US investors to invest when they are physically present in India. But the point to be noted here is that these 4 companies will allow lump sum investment only. That means with these companies, you cannot do an SIP. If you want to do an SIP, they will not allow it. So at the time when you are in India, you can give a check of lump sum amount, you can make the investment. But if you have traveled outside of India to your country, they will not allow you to make these investments. So remember that these 6 companies, they allow US only, they don't allow Canada. You have to be physically present in India. When you are physically present in India, you can do an SIP and lump sum in these 2 companies, but these 4 companies will only allow lump sum investment. And like I mentioned, because you are making these investments physically when you are in India, they will ask you for a certain documentation set. Companies like Motilal Oswal will ask you for a visa copy while making the investment. And there's one specific case with Edelweiss. Edelweiss will not only ask you for a visa copy, they will also ask for your passport copy or your OCI card. And at the same time, they will check the stamping on your passport, right? Whether you have actually entered or not. So some people, even if they are not present, they might give the declaration, but they have a very stringent due diligence and they make sure that the passport is correctly stamped for the dates that you are declaring for and you have actually not left the country during the time of investment. So this is the updated list. There are somewhere around 45 AMCs currently in India. There are 45 AMCs, out of which I think somewhere around these are like 20-25 AMCs, which allow US-based investors to invest. The other companies don't, and I've not included them specifically in this video because I didn't want to extend the video. So if you find any company, so if you're an US-based investor, if you find any company outside of these AMCs, then you will not be able to make investments with them. And in this list itself, there are certain restrictions for Canadian NRIs. These 2 companies don't allow Canadian NRIs, and this entire list of 6 AMCs, they don't allow Canadian-based NRIs. So I hope this video was informative. Share it with other US and Canada-based NRIs that you know, and let me know the feedback about this style of me making video, because I want to keep on making it more interactive and more detailed in terms of my explanation. So if you like this format, please give me your feedback in the comments below. Also, don't forget to join my NRI only WhatsApp community, for which the link is in the description below. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next.